Yeah. What's good? What's good? What's good? Divine Sense Boxing in the building. We got SM and Freddie Ruger in the chat, ready to go right off the bat. And guess what? We're going to do something a little bit different tonight for me, as you can see behind me. The sky is black. That's what the sky is looking like for Tyson Fury, by the way. Just like that. The storm's coming. But for the rest of you, hope you guys had a good morning. Hopefully you got your coffee in you. Hopefully you got your breakfast in you. You guys are ready for the day. And what a time to kick it off with Divine Sense Boxing. We're going to do a bit of film study today. Dwayne Price was good. Salute to you, sir. So like I said, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to look and take it back to Wilder versus Fury, the second fight. And we're going to look at it. We're going to break it down. You guys see the poll that's going in the chat right now. Make sure that you vote before we get this thing started. What is the conclusion of the fight? Now, you can wait, actually. Maybe you want to watch it with me first. Maybe you feel like you might see something different. Maybe you feel like Divine Sense Boxing will bring something to the table. But nonetheless, the poll's there. Vote when you're ready. Your conclusion of the fight is something wrong with Wilder, Fury's just better, or it was just an off night for Wilder. So the poll's there. And like I said, feel free to vote as we go. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and share the second fight here in a second. Waiting for a few more people to drop in. It takes a little bit sometimes for people to get notified. And I know that Drew is live right now as well. Didn't mean to come on during the same time as him, but sometimes for me, man, I just got to come on when I can come on. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'll be able to come on later tonight for you guys. So just go ahead and get it done. You know what I mean? Jav, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but welcome to the channel. Good to see you. Z1000, what's good? Welcome to the channel. I'm not sure if you're subscribed, but if you're not, consider subscribing. Stay a part of the conversation. Keep it cordial, keep it respectful, and we can talk boxing over here. All right, so let's go ahead and share this. As I said, if you're just joining, we're going to do a little bit of a film study. We're going to walk through the fight here. It's going to be the entire fight. So get comfortable. Get comfortable. All right. Let's talk fighting. Let's talk fighting. In the UK, it's 3:35, so I'm good with it. That's a good time. That's a very good time. Right in the middle of the afternoon. I'm drinking some tea myself to just keep me a little bit alert here. It's a bit late for me. It's almost 10 p.m. I don't care. I'm watching you, Andrew, at the same damn time. I'm a boxing fiend. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Speaking of that, if you haven't heard the live stream that Drew and I did together a couple days ago, make sure you jump to Drew's channel and watch it. The entire stream, the whole hour and a half or whatever it is well worth your time. Myself, Drew Titan, and Stormy all up on there. And we were straight cooking in that live. And if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. If you're just joining, you guys see the poll. You guys can wait and vote. If you want to wait and hear my thoughts about the second fight first before you vote, that's fine. Or if you're already confident, go ahead and vote. But I like these polls, man, because to be completely honest, I pay attention to the polls, man. I always go back after the live stream is over and see what people are saying, what people are thinking. sometimes it gives a bit of a foreshadowing to what I may talk about later. So it does make a difference. Moped was good. I finally made it live. Been busy, Divine. My apologies. No problem, man. I understand life is crazy. We gotta hustle. We gotta do what we do. But it's good to see you nonetheless. Yeah, it was straight fire. It was straight fire. I was very impressed, very enthused, very happy on how well it went. And Drew's a good guy, man. Easy guy to talk to. Easy guy to get along with. Very sound, very intelligent, and that's what I like to do is be around intelligent people. Rodney Potter, what's good? He says, I watched the fight 3 times. Wilder has never looked like that. Okay. Okay, we're going to see. We're going to look through it. Peace, Divine Cynthia, man. Good to see you in the chat as well. We're getting some big hitters in the live chat right now. So we'll wait another minute or so for people to drop in. Hopefully Freddy Ruger's being patient, and SM. Hope you guys are being patient. Let's wait for a few more people because, I want to get this live chat cooking. Moped says, something was clearly wrong with Wilder. I said it during the fight around my friends who never watched boxing. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna go through it right now, and you guys are gonna hear my thoughts exactly as the fight goes. Obviously, I've seen the fight live. I've watched the replay maybe 4 or 5 times since it all ended. And I learn something new every time I watch it, but it's been a while. I haven't sat down and actually watched the entire fight in probably 3 or 4 months. So you guys will have a chance to really hear my thoughts about it, and you guys will be able to chime in. There's a poll that's active. You can vote now or you can wait to vote later. And in the meantime, you guys know, man, the super chats are always up and ready. If the chat does start getting lit, I may not be able to read your comments or questions, especially as I'm breaking down this fight. So a super chat will help me see it. And also along the way, feel free to join the channel as an official member and have access to some cool emojis. And speaking of that, I'll go ahead and drop one in the chat right now so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And because we're talking about Deontay Wilder, I'm going to throw in the Deontay Wilder emoji right now, so you guys can see. There he is. Till this day. There he is. Nathan says, I'm not a boxing fan. I can see that Fury's gloves are manipulated and they poison Wilder. You can see it in his face. Yeah, Nathan, we're going to look at it, bro. We're going to look at it. Freddie says, I fuck with Ego, Blue Blood, and You Divine. Those other guys provide more of a news platform. I tune into you for this type of live, straight up boxing analysis. I appreciate that, and I love doing this. I was telling Drew Titan off the air, backstage, after we finished the live, and I was telling him, this is what Divine Sense has always been known for. Back in 2009, 2010, 2011, this is what Divine Sense was known for: breaking down fights, predicting fights, the boxing analysis. All of the other drama and stuff, it's not really my forte. I talk about it sometimes. I am in tune with the world. I do have very strong feelings and emotions about certain things, and I get pulled out of the weeds sometimes. But this right here is what I really like to do. And you guys are going to see why once we get started here. Just take a peep at the poll so far. So far, something wrong with Wilder's at 71%. Fury just better, 21%. off night for Wilder, 8%. Okay. More than likely, there's some people lurking on the live stream who hasn't commented yet. So I am alerted and aware of that possibility. But nonetheless, we're going to do what we do. Andrew, what's good, man? Salute, Divine. Keep cooking, bro. We about to cook it up, man. I've already turned the heat on a little bit. It's going to get hotter as we go. All right, so you guys see the screen that I'm sharing here. I'm just kind of chilling for just this moment, waiting for people to get their notifications and jump on in. But I think we're going to go ahead and get it started. We're close to the 15-minute mark. That's usually around the time I wait for people to jump in and just chop it up with you guys as people start filtering in, say what's up, what's good, salute, hope life is good, all that good stuff. So it's time to get it cooking here. So you see what I got sharing here? This is the second fight. This is the entire fight. We're about to go through it. Something I don't do very often, but nonetheless, we're going to do it tonight for me, today for you. And you guys are going to see the mindset of Divine Sense Boxing and how I see this fight. And for me, because of my experience around the sport for so long, ringside, outside observer, all those different aspects, I see little details that a lot of times people don't see. And we're going to point those out. Real Bangers, what's good? Good to see you in the chat. And like I said, guys, as we get going here, I might be a little bit distracted. So if there is a comment or a question that you really want to pop in the chat and make sure that I see it, the super chat is always available, but I will try my best to read what I can. All right, so let's get into it. Unfortunately, this particular one, this is the playback from PBC. This one doesn't have the ring walks. And I was hoping to see that because I was hoping to catch any backstage behavior by Wilder, see how he looks, if he's sweating a lot, if he looks focused, if he's looking around a lot, if he's chewing gum, if he's fiddling with his gloves, little things like that tells me a lot. But unfortunately, this replay doesn't have that. So it's going to take you right into announcing the fighters and getting right into the fight. TS, always good to see you in the chat, man. You ready? All right, guys. You guys are in your seats. Seatbelts are buckled. And let's do this shit. Let's do it. WJ with the first big super chat of the day. Big shout out to WJ. Much love and appreciation. I watched the replay of the collab you did with Drew Titan. It was lit. Keep putting in that great work, Divine. I appreciate that, WJ, as always. And I was mentioning it to the people in the chat here earlier before you jumped in that it was an awesome. No other way to explain it. No other better words to explain it. But it was just an awesome live stream from start to finish with myself and Drew Titan and the Sensei Stormy. I think we vibed well. We interacted well. We all three have very similar energies, and it was just one big energy burst of boxing knowledge. So I'm looking forward to do that again. All right. You guys ready? Let's do it. The volume's going to be turned off, guys. Just letting you know, because I don't know about this copyright shit. And to be honest with you, they may still get me anyways, but fuck it. We're live, so they can take it down later. I don't give a fuck. But we're going to try to do this. I did a little things in the backdrop to try and do some fair use copyright stuff before I went live. So hopefully that works, but it is going to be muted. And I'll just be commentating. All right, let's do it. Come on, Jimmy. All right, so here's the mask. You got to admit, though, that this costume was crazy, right? Blinking outline of his eyes, the blinking red lights, skulls on his shoulders. I mean, he went all out for this costume. Let's keep it going. He's definitely sweating. He's definitely sweating in there. Now, here's the thing. The suit is all black, right? So that's going to be a natural heat insulator. I don't know if you guys ever been in boxing arenas like that. When it gets crowded, there's a big crowd. There's a lot of adrenaline. There's a lot of energy flowing through the arena. People just sweat. Even the crowd is sweating. Everybody's sweating. Everybody's nervous. Everybody's anxiety is at a high level. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I mean, he's sweating for sure. Now the question is is he sweating because he's just wearing this costume and he had to wait? I think he said in an interview he had to wait like 15, 20 minutes before he took his ring walk. Or is it something? Is it a different kind of sweat? Is it like a cold sweat? Like he ain't feeling good? Because if you have food poisoning, for example, you can sweat. All right, you can sweat if you have food poisoning or any type of poisoning. You can sweat. But this is not necessarily a straight up indication on whether he was sweating because he was sick or not. But we're just putting things out there to kind of analyze, and you guys can think for yourself. Boxers sometimes come into the ring before the fight starts and they're dripping in sweat. Tyson was like that. Mike Tyson used to say he'll be in the back and he'll get like a full workout in, like a full warm up, and he'll come in drenched in sweat. So we don't know. And let's look at a little bit more if they show his demeanor a little bit more, his body language, and see if it looks anything other than just he's just hot, he's wearing a big costume, and he's sweating. Frank says, putting LED lights in front of your eyes will destroy your peripheral vision for a long time after you take it off. No wonder Fury caught him with the haymaker slap to the ear. Yeah, the LEDs, that's obviously, I don't think any boxer has ever done that before. And that's quite interesting. I have never had blinking lights around my eyes, so I would have no idea how that would affect your vision. But just this still shot of Wilder, looking at his face right here, you can already tell there's a lot of stuff going on in his mind. And I told you guys, man, little things mean a lot. If they're looking around, if they're fiddling around with their trunks, with their gloves, they're bouncing around. Some fighters pace back and forth, left and right, pace. Some fighters stand still. All these little things make a big difference. We have to take notice to. I got 29 people so far watching live. I should be having 29 likes. You know what I'm saying? Smash that like button as we continue to get into this. All right, moving on. Now look at Fury. He looks fresh, right? Not much sweat. Not much sweat compared to Wilder. So that's one big indication. Fury's not sweating at all. He's getting Vaseline put on him, and Wilder is pretty much in a full blown sweat at this point before the fight even started. Okay, now everybody sweats a little bit differently. Okay, but something to take notice to, like I said. As I continue to go on here, guys, if you really want to see or you want to make sure that I see one of your comments or questions, Super Chat is available. The amount doesn't matter, but it does help me see it as I go along here because I'm really focused on the video. Now, let's take a look at Wilder here in the background as Jimmy's reading the cards, getting ready to announce the fighters. And you see, like, he's just kind of glazing off out in the distance. That costume is just eccentric, isn't it? Nobody's really talking to Wilder. It's just his team getting the uniform off or costume, getting the costume off, and Wilder just staring off. Maybe he's focused. Maybe he's focused. Maybe he's determined. Maybe he's not worried. But completely different to Fury's demeanor, in my opinion. Fury looks confident. He looks like he's ready, like he has no worries. That could be his demeanor overall, but definitely a distinct difference on how the two fighters look going in. All right, we got an ad popping in. Thank you for ruining my analysis. All right. So Fury's in here. He's punching. I don't know if you guys can see that. He's in the middle of the ring, punching, walking around. Looking really confident. Fury's looking really, really confident. Let's keep an eye on Breland too, by the way. Let's keep an eye on Breland as this fight goes on. Let's keep an eye on JD's as well. Let's take a look at the corner. Let's look at all this stuff. Because for the most part, I've only watched the replay of the fight and more so focused on Wilder and what went wrong for him. And we'll get into that too. But for right now, let's look at these little details and leave in the comment section, what are you seeing? What are you feeling? Anything awkward, anything strange, anything that catches your eye? Drop it in. Jim Diamond, what's good? Good to see you in the chat. Glonza says, I think Wilder might have had COVID. I don't know if that's a joke or you're being serious, but I'm going to keep it moving. So Breland's clapping here. He's like, all right, yeah. Announcing. So he's clapping. The cameras, I mean, obviously the cameras are right on everyone. So he weighed in for this fight, by the way, at 231 pounds. What do you guys think about that? Because Wilder has predominantly been at what? 212, 213, maybe 215, 216, but he's 231 in this fight. And a lot of people use that, right? A lot of people said he came in too big. He was too heavy. His legs couldn't handle his upper body. His upper body was too big. He was carrying too much water weight. So that's another thing that the Fury fans were putting out there on why Deontay Wilder looked the way he looked. But he did come in heavier in this fight than what he typically does. Let's Talk says 220. Okay. But I'm pretty sure he's fought fights at 212, 213, 215, 216. So Rodney says he weighed 224 for the second Ortiz fight. Okay. But still 231. 231 in this fight. Let's Talk Fighting says it can't be water weight. So he put on muscle then. So we put on muscle. Muscle to me, right? It can be, it has pros and cons, especially for heavyweights. All right, the more muscle you have, the more oxygen you have to pump, the harder your heart has to work. And what a lot of people don't know, legs are the most important part of a boxer's ability to attack and defend, right? And so your heart works its hardest pumping oxygen and blood to your legs, especially boxers, because you're constantly moving. And so the more muscle you have, the harder it is sometimes to, especially when you're a super lean fighter and you add on 10 pounds or 15 pounds of added muscle, you know, it can hurt you in a fight if you're not used to it and you didn't prepare properly for it, or you didn't have enough time to work with those extra pounds of muscle. So it's something to take note of, to be as transparent as possible. But I just don't know if that was like the leading factor for him to look as bad as he did as quickly as he did. Normally, extra muscle mass for heavyweights is going to affect heavyweights later in the fight. You know, 7, 8, 9 going into the championship rounds, the fatigue starts setting in. Those extra pounds start making a difference. But not this early in a fight. So it's something to look at. And I would bet, though, for the third fight, he won't come in at this weight. I would imagine he's coming around 220, 225 max. So let's keep it going. And keep in mind, guys, there are people watching this chat right now who are not commenting. And they're going to be, they're listening to me, making sure, you know, or I'm more or less making sure that whatever I say, I'm already countering them. I'm already a step ahead of the haters because they're lurking. I promise you. But you guys see, you guys can see, right? Wilder, he's sweating. He's pretty much in a full sweat. KTC, what's good, man? Good to see you in the chat. Andrew, what's good? Good to see you. Most of you guys saying that the weight wasn't an issue. Yeah, I'm not suggesting that it is. I'm just simply pointing out that he was heavier in this fight compared to most of his fights in the past or before this fight. So this is what, you know, you got to be ready. When you go to battle, and this is what this is. When we do fight film studies, it's basically a battle because you're dissecting, right? You're dissecting reality, something that people can't dispute. It's in front of you. That's why we're breaking it down. So you have to lay it out. So you know, it's some 8 Mile shit. You got to be 2 steps ahead of people and point it out. Divine. Deontay said on PBC interview that he's looking to come in equal or little heavier in the third fight. Interesting. Nevin says the possibility exists that his water was spiked. Yeah. I mean, you guys drop your thoughts as we continue to look at it. things that I've already noticed, if you're just joining the chat, things that I've already noticed is Wilder is already in a full sweat. Okay. He looks a little bit dazed. Fury looks super confident. Not a worry at all in his eyes. He looks supremely confident. Let me run it back to Wilder real quick for those who just jumped in. I want to run it back, and I won't pause it this time, but I just want people to see Wilder and the way he looks. So he's in a full sweat. He hasn't moved at all. He's kind of dazing off a little bit. And it seems like it takes him a moment to get himself into reality that, okay, I'm here. I got to fight, you know. And that's just not normal of Wilder, I don't feel like. I feel like he's somewhat like Fury, right? He's jumping around, he's ready, looks confident. Here, see, he's playing with his trunks. He turns around. Let me stretch a little bit. He's stretching his legs because his legs don't feel right. You see what I'm saying? He's stretching his legs because his legs don't feel right, more than likely. Look, see what I mean? Keep an eye on Breland. Keep an eye on JD's. All right, so he's wiping his eyes. This is him, right? The pacing. Remember, I guys mentioned it. If you guys been in the chat, if you guys joined the live stream earlier, I mentioned the pacing. Sometimes pacing indicates a lot from fighters. Pacing means thinking. That's what people do when they pace. They think. They're pondering. So that's something to look at. Look at his face right here. Look at his face. Head down, eyes pretty much closed. He's pacing. Looks like confusion. Looks like he's definitely, yeah. Like King of Kings Boxing said. I mean, that's the word I'm looking for. Lackadaisical. Completely different than Fury, right? We're gonna see Fury here in a moment. But Fury's bouncing around. You know, he's glaring his eyes. He's squinting his eyes. He's focused. He looks comfortable. And right now, I'm just looking at Wilder's body and just trying to see, like, I was really hoping to see him backstage. That's what I really want to see. But I mean, he's sweating, guys. Look at this. His chest and everything. Look at that. He's sweating. He's been looking down at the canvas now for about 3 to 5 seconds. Same kind of look. His jaw is kind of in a locked position. And it's almost like he knows something's up. Either he feels like his body ain't feeling right, but there is a bit of a lack of confidence when I see this face. There's a lack of confidence right there, guys. Body language, as Let's Talk Fighting just pointed out, tells a lot. And this is what your boy Divine Sense Boxing gets into. This is why you guys like to hear me break down these fights, because I look at details that a lot of other people don't look at. So he's been looking at the canvas for about 5 seconds. He's in a full sweat, jaw locked, definitely pondering, thinking, wondering. Maybe him and Mark Breland had an argument backstage. I don't know. But there is a look of or it is a look of someone that doesn't have much confidence, and he's trying to dig deep to find that confidence. Look at him; he's digging deep. He's like, I gotta fight now. I gotta forget whatever's in my mind. I gotta let it go because I gotta fight. You know, and I gotta snap out of it. That's him talking to himself right now. I gotta snap out of this. See, he's snapping. He's trying to snap out of it. Do his wind up, the whole Deontay Wilder thing. Look at Fury. Totally different demeanor. Not sweating at all. Okay, he hasn't sweated at all. And look at him. He looks ready. It's like he knows that he's going to win this fight. Look at him over there glaring at Wilder. It's like, I got you. I know I got you tonight. Now, of course, fighters can look confident. Fighters can do different things when their name is being called or the announcer's doing his thing. Every fighter does something a little bit different. But we're taking notice to something that is oddly out of the ordinary when it comes to Deontay Wilder. And let me just look real quick at Fury's body. What did it say he weighed in at? Was that say 273? Look at that. Look at that face. Look at that face. What does that face tell you? What does that face tell you? Look at this face and then think back to the face of Wilder when I paused Wilder. Wilder was looking down at the canvas in a full sweat, jaw locked, as if he was pondering something. Completely two different demeanors. Fury's face, and then earlier I paused Wilder's face, looking down. Huh. He's looking big, man. Yeah, 273. So we weighed in at 273. So 40, 50, 60, 70, over 40 pounds heavier in the second fight. But he's looking like a big boy and confident, as I already mentioned. Real thick in the midsection, real big hips. I mean, he's a big man. I mean, let's not get it twisted. He's naturally a big man, but 273, that's a lot of man. That's a lot of man right there. Here's Kenny Bayless, always looking confused. Why you always look confused? Why does Kenny Bayless always look so damn confused? Let's Talk Fighting says mainstream had a field day with the costume, but when the glove evidence came, we heard crickets. Earl Spence retweeted a picture of Fury's wrist to ESPN, and Max Kellerman didn't get a response. Yeah, I remember that. The face says, "You will see what I will do to you." Okay. It looks like we got a Fury supporter in here. All right. I see you. Black Superman, what's up? What's up, Divine? Salute to the chat. Yeah. Black Superman using that emoji. That's what's up. That's what you guys can have access to as a member. Shout out to Black Superman for becoming an official member of the channel. I respect that a lot. And I paused it here on Kenny Bayless because I've said it on a few occasions. If you've been a part of the channel for a while, I just don't like Kenny Bayless as a referee, man. I just nothing personal, but I just don't like the way he refs. Just period. I mean, there's a lot of other better referees out there, in my opinion. But he just makes me cringe sometimes the way he refs fights. And I don't know if he has enough. What's the word I'm looking for? Enough. I guess I don't want to say strength, but it's like he's not robust enough to referee a heavyweight fight of this status. I don't know. It just can't put my finger on it. All right, guys. There's a poll going live in the chat right now. Make sure you guys vote before you guys leave. You don't have to vote yet. Maybe you want to continue to watch as I go along here to make a better decision. But please vote and also smash that like button. We've got 40 people in the live chat right now. I should have 40 likes. You know what I mean? So I need my boys Moped, Let's Talk Fighting, and Black Superman. Make sure these dudes hit this like button, man. We got to smash it up today. All right, let's keep it rolling. It's still Wilder's looking down, man. It's just weird. What does this face tell you guys? What does this face tell you? Let's Talk Fighting says Wilder criticized Bayless and Wilder got criticized. Josh Taylor criticized Bayless for his fight with Ramirez, and Bayless got criticized. Double standards. Yeah. I mean, there's just so many things that I can talk about Kenny Bayless. It's a whole nother video, and I might do that actually. A whole damn video dedicated to Kenny Bayless and all the dumb shit that he's done in fights. But like I said, he makes me cringe so much. And especially heavyweight fights. He's just not robust enough to referee heavyweight fights. Dave says zombie. Freddie says wiping his eyes again, looks off balance. Jarvis says, nah, I'm not right. Dwayne says, Wilder looks sleepy. Frank says, still think those eye lights on the mask messed up his vision. Possibly. Smash the likes. I appreciate it. Isaac says he looks like me after a night shift and only 2 hours of sleep. And and as we look at this little face off here before they touch gloves, it's literally two different demeanors. And it's almost like Wilder's looking like he's trying to fight through with whatever he's feeling. Frank said it could have been his vision. Some people are saying he's not feeling right. He's feeling sick. You guys can see the sweat on his brow, right? But it's two different demeanors. But you can tell you can see he's trying to fight through it. Wilder's trying to fight through with whatever's on his mind right now. And look at Fury's face. Look at Fury's face. It's almost as if he knows what the outcome's going to be. Wilder puts his gloves up first, and this is the thing that I want you guys to look at too and recognize. Wilder puts his gloves up first. What does that mean? Right? Now, traditionally, we would say, well, that's the fact that Wilder, he's a gentleman. He puts his gloves out, it's a gentleman's sport. But this tells me something different. Wilder, okay, let's assume that Wilder wasn't feeling right, which I honestly and completely think that he was feeling very off and not right. And with that in mind, let's assume that he was poisoned or something like that. This screenshot right here, I paused it right here for a reason. Because this shows me that this is Wilder saying, there's something wrong with me. This is affirmation. This is affirmation of me saying there's something wrong with me. And I'm forcing myself to push through this fight. Wilder's just standing there, staring at him. These little things stand out a lot to me. From the very first moment I started this video, when Wilder took off his mask and his costume, the sweat, the looking down at the canvas, the locked jaw, the pacing back and forth, him basically forcing himself to try and come back into reality and remind himself that he's in a fight. Whatever he's going through, he needs to snap out of it. All the way up to the point where they have to touch gloves in the middle of the ring before the fight starts. He has a very confused look on his face. And he's the one that puts his gloves out first. I'm just freestyling here, guys. So the chat is starting to blow up a little bit, which I appreciate and which I love to see. But if there's a comment or a question that you really want me to get at, the super chat is active. Make sure you send that super chat, and I'll make sure that I get to your comment. But let's go ahead and keep it moving here. Just saying, I want to pause these moments because they're critical moments on how this second fight played out. And then Fury finally touches the gloves. What do you guys think about that hug there? It seemed a little bit awkward, right? Let me know in the chat what you guys think about that hug with Breland. Is it normal? No big deal? Or did it seem awkward to you? Touch gloves, and they have this little kind of hug here. I don't know. What do you guys think about that hug there? Let me know in the chat. A little bit awkward. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Stormy, what's good? The sensei is in the building. Shout out to you. I've been watching your content ever since I subscribed, and I got to tell you, loving it. Loving the content, bro. Keep it coming. And keep putting in that work, man. You definitely have my appreciation and my respect. And thanks for dropping by. We're just going through this second fight, Stormy B. We're doing a little bit of a film study, letting people state their opinion on how they think Wilder looked, why it went all so wrongly for Wilder. We're just chopping it up here. So we're going to keep it moving here. We pointed out a lot of things thus far. We pointed out that as soon as Wilder took off his mask, he was a full sweat, taking off the costume. You continue to notice that he's sweating. He has a very confused look on his face. His jaw is locked. He's staring at the canvas. He's pacing back and forth, left and right, waiting for the announcer to do his job and announce the fighters' names, records, and all that good stuff. Meanwhile, we see Fury bouncing around, looking confident, staring and glaring at Fury across the ring. Staring and glaring at Wilder across the ring. And it's almost like Wilder's forcing himself to bring himself back to reality and say, I got to snap out of whatever I'm going through because I got a fight on my hands. Up until the point where they get to the middle of the ring to touch gloves, he still has a very confused look on his face, like he's pondering something, like something is going on in his mind, like he's not 100% there. And then when Kenny Bayless gets done talking, he puts his gloves out first to touch gloves, as in like affirmation, like, yes, something is wrong with me, but yet I'm going to try to push myself through this fight. And all these little details start to slowly add up. And as I just played here earlier, you have the little somewhat awkward hug with Mark Breland. Before the bell rings to begin the first round. So, all right, guys. So with all of that stuff, and look at this, guys. I want you guys to pay attention to this shit because this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. All right. Look at Wilder in the corner waiting for the bell to ring. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll blow it up a little bit more. But I want you guys to look at Wilder in his corner. Pacing, rubbing his eyes, pacing, shaking his legs out. Look at that. You guys see that? And Fury didn't move once. All right. He's bouncing. He's confident. Look at Wilder pacing. And he's been pacing like this ever since he took off his costume and stepped through the ropes. Looking down at the canvas. Not looking at the crowd. Not looking at his coaches. Not looking at Fury. Just looking at the canvas. Pacing back and forth. Shaking his leg. Look at his face. Look at that. What does this tell you? What does this tell you? People, let me know in the chat because this is what I do here on Divine Sense Boxing, man. I get into the intricate, small details that people miss. This is what I've been talking about. This is what I'm known for. Is looking at these small, intricate, but yet so important details that people miss. Jahab says, that hug was Judas's kiss, Divine Sense. That's deep. That's deep. You're saying that was a kiss of betrayal. Stormy B, man, he says he looks subdued. That pacing, right, really gets to me. Really says a lot. And you see, people like me and Stormy B, right? This is why I respect Stormy B so much. We've been in and out of the ring. We've been around fighters, and it's a major part of our life. And these type of things stand out to us. And I got to be honest, this is exactly why I did this video today. Because I haven't really even honestly sat down and looked at these small details, even myself. I've just watched the fight. But this is what must be done. But this pacing here, look at rubbing his face, rubbing his eyes. It's like he's trying to wake himself up, clear his vision. Touches his face again. He touches his face 2, 3 times. Look at that face. What does that face tell you? Stormy says totally the opposite of a champion about to defend his title. Absolutely. Fury looks like he's the one that's defending his title. Fury looks like the one that he's confident. He looks eager. He looks prepared to go. But this right here, he's like, shit. This face to me says shit. This is going to be a long night. That's that face. That's what that face is telling me. This is going to be a long night because I ain't feeling right. He hasn't looked at Fury one time except for when they met in the middle of the ring to touch the gloves. He hasn't looked at Fury one time. All he's been doing is looking at the canvas with a clenched jaw, pacing back and forth. Now, does that make sense when we talk about a man who dropped Fury in the 12th round and made his eyes roll to the back of his head? Does this look like a man who nearly knocked out Fury and truly believed that he won the first fight, said on multiple occasions that he thought he won the first fight? Because that's not the man that I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing a defeated man. Like Stormy said, a subdued man. Mark T with the super chat says, even Andy Lee, Fury's trainer and cousin, said Wilder wasn't right last night, quote unquote. Appreciate the super chat, Mark. Much love, much appreciation. Stay conscious, my people. Smash that like button, please. For the sake of Deontay Wilder and the truth and the vision that we have. Smash that like button. We got 60 people in this live chat right now. We should have 60 likes. So, where my true loyal supporters at? Make sure these people in the chat smash that like button. And let's get the tape continue to roll. EK Experience, good to see you. All right, so we see the face. Now the bell's about to ring, and reality is about to set in. No more thinking, no more talking, no more time to wonder on why your body's feeling a certain type of way. You got to fight now. No way out. All right, so here we go. Round one. Right away, Fury comes right at him. Right away, Wilder's on the back foot, trying to step away. He's leaning back, and Fury's not even punching yet. Perfect word to describe it by Stormy. Docile. On the back foot. And Fury's straight up attacking him. Straight up attacking him. Nice little right hand right there. But I want to point something out. Let me rewind that back just for a second. I'm going to blow this shit up, man, so you guys can see it better. Okay. We'll go back right when the bell rings again. All right. Now watch. Look at his face. Look at Wilder's face. Look at that. Look at that. Y'all see that? Watch. Look at that. Does this look like a confident man? A man who put this man on the canvas in the 12th round of their last fight? All of the press fight, the press conferences and the pre-fight buildup and all the hype. Does this look like the man with that type of energy leading to this fight? Look at this. Is this the man that we saw pre-fight? Is this the man that we saw saying, till this day? Till this day. Is that the same man we talking about? Because he don't look the same to me. Look at him. Look at him. Stretching. Look at Fury just run. Just run at him. All right, now let's watch this first round. It's like these hesitant jabs to the body. He's leaning back a lot. He's putting a lot of weight on that back foot. Hands down, shoulders dropped. As if it's like he knows he needs to conserve energy because he's not feeling right. And he's using his legs a lot right now because Fury is pressing the fight. Nice right hand, but no power to it. Literally no power to that right hand. Let me see how he launches into that right hand. It wasn't bad technique. It really wasn't bad technique, but there was no power behind it. Fury just ate it. I mean, it's early in the fight. Okay, I get that. Almost landed that right hand. Now Wilder's he's thrown two big right hands. But here's the thing, you can see right away. He lands two big right hands and he sees that it didn't affect Fury at all. And you can see the confidence drop a little bit more. Now he's in the high guard and now he's backing up. Huh. I mean, this is what we're pointing out right here, guys. He lands he lands one good right hand and one right hand that almost had full connection, but had no effect. And Wilder sees that. And he's like, damn, I lined those two right hands up nicely. And see, this is what I'm saying. This is going to be the topic of the conversation after the third fight. Because if Wilder lands a right hand like he just did here in the first round, in the third fight and he knocks Fury on his ass, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to go straight back and remind people and say, you see, there was definitely something wrong with Wilder because Wilder landed that same exact punch in the second fight and it had little to no effect. But now we see it here in the third fight and he knocked him on his ass. So I want people to remember this as you're watching this right now with Divine Sense Boxing. We're pointing this stuff out. A right hand in the first round that landed cleanly, executed nicely, technique. Right shoulder up, protect the chin. He drove through it with his hip. Executed perfectly. No effect. Why? No power behind it. No leg drive. There's no leg drive power into that. A couple seconds later, he lands a second right hand that was a little bit blocked by Fury's shoulder, but still landed. No effect once again. Automatically, you see confidence level drop even more for Wilder. All right, we'll keep it going. And look at how much Wilder's on the back foot. Look at that weak jab, very soft jab. And don't tell me Wilder can't jab. He jabbed the shit out of Bermeen-Stiverne in the first fight and in the second fight, and he jabbed very well in the Ortiz fights as well. So don't tell me he can't jab. Wilder's just having to move way more than what he would like to move. And it's just going downhill very quickly. Weak attempt to parry the jab there. Guys, he just doesn't look strong. Look at his back leg dragging. Y'all watch his back leg, his right leg. Watch it. It's like he's walking in cement. And that's why he's basically working off the ropes constantly. He's not confident enough in his legs to try and, meet Fury in the middle of the ring and try to, throw a nice combination. So he's gliding across the ropes here. I mean, he's executing his punches decently, but there's just no leg drive at all behind his shots. You can tell Fury's he's waiting for his opportunity to get his right hand in there. And as the fight goes on, he starts to appreciate Wilder's power less and less. He tried to throw a chopping right hand there, but that was more or less just look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Guys, look at that. Watch him throw this right hand to the body and watch his feet stumble. No balance, no equilibrium. Watch. This is the first round, guys. This is the first round. Now look. Look at how far he stretched. Look how far back that back leg is. Look how much he stepped in. Deontay Wilder's a heavyweight. He's a tall guy, and that's fine. But look how he steps in. Perfect front position right here. That's where you want your left foot to be, right between your opponent's legs, to get your body behind. And you can tell he's going straight for the rib cage here. I would like to see his left hand up a little bit higher. But as far as stepping into the punch, it's nice. Okay, but watch what happens when he lands it. Watch his feet. He stumbles back. You guys see that? And immediately Fury sees that. He sees him stumble and he attacks him. One more time. See? You guys noticed that, right? As soon as Wilder stumbled after throwing that body punch, Fury jumped on him. And now he's starting to hit him with that jab. Fury's starting to hit him, starting to tag him. Now, normally, rewind it just a little bit back a bit. Normally, even in the first fight, when Fury starts to throw these 1-2s, Wilder will pull back and throw something back, right? But now he's just pulling back. He's just pulling his chin back, just trying not to get hit, but he's not throwing anything back. You see how he just drops back, little rangefinder jab, but nothing really. And it's like he couldn't look at that. Look at his face, guys. Look at his face, guys. I can't make this shit up, man. I can't. This is the end of the first round. I've been telling people. The man didn't look right before the fight even started. Guys, I can't make this shit up, man. This is exactly why I wanted to make this video. See it in real time because people don't get it. They can't get it through their thick skulls. This is the first round. Let me say that again for the people in the back. This is the first round. Fury didn't land anything significant to make him wobbling around like this. Can somebody please hit the like button? Somebody please hit that like button. This is the end of the first round. Wilder out here walking back to his corner like he got dropped. And the thing is about Wilder, he's got that warrior in him. He knows he ain't right. And you can see him dragging that back foot around, gliding off the ropes constantly, never engaging in the middle of the ring, right? But he still tries to throw out that right hand. He's still trying to battle. He said, I got to try and hurt him because it ain't looking good for me. I ain't feeling good. This is going to be a long night. And he hit him with the right hand, and it had no effect. This is after the first round. We'll keep it moving. We'll watch the corners because it's important. Looking at the demeanor of the fighters, their body language. Sugar Hill's probably telling him, just keep attack. You can tell he's telling him, keep attacking, keep throwing that jab out there, up and down, up and down. The right hand will come. That's what he's telling Fury. I don't need to put on the volume. I already know. That's the game plan. Keep coming forward. Jab, up and down, up and down. Keep the range. The right hand will come. Don't get greedy. Who said Mark Breland didn't handle the water? Who said that? Who said that? I'm going to keep it paused here. I'm keeping it paused right here. It was Mark Breland himself who said, I don't handle the water. Stormy, if you're still on the chat, tell me something, bro. Tell me something. This is after the first round. And Fury fans come on here hating on me. I'm a self-hating white man. I hate my own race. I only go for Wilder because I hate myself. I hate my own race. That's the type of shit that I got to deal with on a daily basis on this shit. But I don't make shit up, man. I don't need to. People get so upset. Man, Divine, like, why are you doing this, bro? Why are you doing this? Well, this is why. Right here. And you can see the trust. You can see the trust Wilder has in Breland, even though he knows he ain't feeling right. But this is what I talk about when it comes to integrity. And people say, Divine, how dare you say Wilder has integrity? He brought up all these excuses. He ain't a man of integrity. He brought up excuses and had no evidence. But yo, this is during the fight. This is after the first round. Wilder may be suspicious, but he hasn't said anything yet. He hasn't accused Breland for anything yet at this point. And you can see Breland's giving him instructions, and he's like, yeah, I mean, I still trust you, Mark Breland. I still trust you. You can see the trust that Wilder has in his eyes for Mark Breland. Right? Look at him. He's listening. You'll see him acknowledge him, shake his head. See? Look, see? He still has respect for his trainer. A man that has this much respect, clearly listening. We see fighters sometimes, like Mayweather never listens to his dad. He's like looking off, looking across the ring, looking at his opponent. Sometimes I feel like Floyd Sr.'s just talking to himself. But my point is that Wilder is making eye contact with Mark, saying, looking in his eyes like, I trust you. I need your help here. It's not looking good for me so far. I have trust in you. And somewhere along the line after this fight, that trust was broken. When he threw in the towel, that trust was broken. Round two. Straight back to the back foot again. I just don't understand why there's no intensity. There's no intensity in Wilder's jab. And at this point, he's still a little bit cautious of Wilder's right hand. A little bit. But that caution goes out the window very quickly as this fight progresses. Fury looking. I mean that's a nasty jab that Wilder just took. But Fury's looking big, man. He's a big boy in there. That was just a step in, half left hook, half jab. And Wilder can't get away with it. Now watch. Look at the range. Look, see, Wilder's setting his range, right? He knows in this position that Fury's out of range completely. And he checks it again with the body, or sorry, a jab to the body. And watch this. Soon as Fury resets his feet, now the range is established. You see that? There's a reset. Okay? And Fury jumps in here, and Wilder can't get out of the way. He can't get out of the way after the range has already been set. Boom. And with his hands down like this, right, he's lucky that Fury didn't follow up with the right hand. But still wobbly, still off balance. Guys, I'm going on here commentating on this fight. So along the way, if you guys want me to read a comment or you have a question for me, just make sure you hit a super chat so I can get it to you guys, so I can get back to you guys. All right, we'll keep it moving. Nice right hand again. Nice right hand again. Range is set. Range is set. Boom, left hook. Okay, but you can see the look in Wilder's eyes. He has that warrior in him. Even though he's not in a good place, he's like, I got to fight on. You know what I mean? And here comes this right hand. Boom. Hits him. See, this is what I'm saying, right? See how these punches are not having an effect on Fury. Because look, Fury resets. He's back in a position. Wilder's like, shit, I got him again, but it's not doing any damage. Right? Those type of punches were hurting Fury in the first fight. That same punch, for the most part, is what knocked Fury down in the 12th round. That overhand right like that. And like I said, if we go into the third fight and he lands right hands like that and he knocks down Fury or seriously hurts Fury, you have to naturally rewind back the tape to fight number 2 and ask yourself, why was it effective in the third fight but not in the second fight? Because it's not all just, oh, he's improved his technique and all credit goes to Malik Scott. Some of it does. But at the end of the day, this is a knockout artist we talking about right here. This is Deontay Wilder we talking about, the Bronze Bomber. He's a knockout artist. One thing you don't lose if you're a knockout artist is power. So the second time so far in the fight, he's landed 2 flush right hands to no effect. You see how Fury's trying to get that right hand in there? You guys see that, right? He's been throwing a lot of jabs, and you can tell Fury's waiting to line up a right hand. And now here comes the wrestling. Try to line that one up again. Barely missed. Wilder's looking slightly better in this round than the first. But still looks off balance. Still pretty much on the back foot. It's like he's just trying to get a right hand in there to try and just get out of this fight as quickly as he can, just to get out of this bad situation. But his right leg just looks terrible. Wilder's right leg just looks terrible. Look how he's dragging that back leg. And I want to point out something else. Fury's not as good as everyone says he is. I mean, he's all right. He's all right. I don't want to discredit the man to the point where it gets a little bit asinine, but what I want to say is he's not as good as what people make him out to be. Because the way Wilder's looking right here, Fury's missing a lot of opportunities. Because I'm looking at this like straight up through a boxing lens. And Fury's missing out on a lot of opportunities to follow up with right hands. And he just doesn't have that capability, man, because at the end of the day, he has a boxing mindset first. Always wants to work behind the jab. Another right hand landed. Stumbled again. You guys see that? Stumbled, and he's not even punching, and he stumbled. Watch closely. Watch Deontay. Keep your eyes on Deontay. Watch. Watch him stumble. See? He got a little hitch in his step. Yeah, see, Fury's trying to get those right hands in now. He's feinting a lot. Fury's feinting a lot because he's end of the round. So that's the end of round 2. Let's take a look in the corner. Who's that handling the water? Who is that? That's the man that said, I never handled the water. Let's Talk Fighting says, Divine Sense, that's because he got to make the show not look too suspicious. That's deep. Freddie Ruger says, can you imagine this Wilder versus a Lennox Lewis? For real. For real. And you see, that's what I'm saying. Like, he ain't as good as what people are making him out to be. Everyone keeps talking about how he's developing this new style and he's been boxing since he was 5 and he can create this new style and put punches together and he's going to be able to knock Wilder out. I'm seeing a lot of missed opportunities with Wilder looking this effed up, man. But he has a boxing mindset first. So if you want to criticize Wilder for having a punching mentalities first, then let's be fair here. Fury is a boxer mentality first. He doesn't follow up. He doesn't know how to hurt fighters, and he misses a lot of opportunities to do so. And I'm seeing it more than ever now that I'm really slowing the fight down and really picking this thing apart. And it continues to brew more confidence within me that Wilder is going to knock Tyson Fury the fuck out in the third fight. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So, Stormy, talk to me, bro. Isn't this the man right here? I got it paused here. This is the end of the second round. We already caught him at the end of the first round. Now, this is the second round. This is the man that says he doesn't handle any water. Who is that? Who is that handling water right there? I mean, you guys caught me on the right day because it's getting lit up in here. And all the stuff that I've been talking in my live streams and videos, and Fury fans coming over and critiquing every little thing that I say, tell me I don't know about boxing. This guy's crazy. He's a Dawson. He's a knobhead. He's a cunt. Fuck this guy. He hates his own race. He hates white people. This is what I've been told, right? But you know what, man? Comes with the territory. I put my shield on, my helmet on, strap it up every day, and go to battle with these motherfuckers, man. Let's keep it moving. I don't handle water my ass. What water is that, by the way? Is that Dasani? Because if that's Dasani water, even if that water is clean, that water is terrible to give athletes. I learned that a long time ago working with athletes and even with myself as an athlete. I don't touch that water, even if it is clean. All right. Third round. We talked a lot about this fight so far tonight, guys. So if you guys are just joining, you've already missed out on some juicy details. Make sure you go back and watch this once it's uploaded. That jab, man, it's just piercing. It's just piercing Wilder. Fury's getting more aggressive. He's getting very aggressive now. Look at him. Jab, 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 right hand. Look at Fury in this round. Super aggressive. It's like he got the green light. He got the green light to attack now. And see, you notice how he was backing Fury up momentarily, but he can't sustain it, like, for some reason. And you know why? Because he's not punching. Look at Fury back up, back up, back up, back up. But Wilder ain't punching. No stiff jab, nothing. Because his energy and his power is like being sucked away from him. For real. He had Wilder on the back foot for a moment, and he let him off the hook. And watch what happens when he lets Fury off the hook. Bam. He tries to return, but doesn't have the leg drive to put power behind it. Look at his back foot. Keep an eye on Wilder's back foot. Dragon, dragon, dragon. His leg goes straight sometimes. His back leg literally goes straight. Wait, hold up. Who's this? Who is this? Dennis? Bye. I ain't got no time for that shit tonight. Okay? I ain't got no time for no Dennises talking shit in my chat. This is just a warrior in Wilder right here. Nothing more, nothing less. Just the willingness to not give up, but clearly not himself. Ah, damn, the jab is just, it's just piercing Wilder, man. He just can't get out of the way. For whatever reason, he's not using his high guard efficiently enough. Just no strength, man. Where's my man's strength at? Can somebody explain this shit to me? What am I watching? Look at that. Trying to break and just ripping in the body. Look at Wilder's face. Look at Wilder's face. And there was a knockdown. Let's watch it one more time. And watch Wilder, as soon as he hits the canvas, who does he look to? Who does he look at? Pay close attention. I'm going to go slow with it. So he threw that slapping left hook. He's going to throw that slapping left hook that he always does, and he was doing a lot in the first fight. And here comes the right hand. Boom. Where's his glove at? People talk to me. People talk to me. Where's Fury's glove at? Y'all see that, right? Look it. I paused it. Picture perfect right here. Look at Fury's glove. Where else could it be? It's not on his face. Shout out to Smiley Breeze 910. Wilder will knock Fury's head off. Hashtag flawless victory. Hashtag fatality. Shout out to Smiley Breeze, bro. Thanks for the super chat. Much love, much appreciation. I'm pointing this stuff out. We're digging deep today, guys. We're going for the small, intricate details that matter so much to continue the truth. Now, watch what happens when Wilder hits the canvas. And really, It's that back foot. That back foot's been giving him problems since the first round. And that back foot is out from underneath him. No strength whatsoever in that back foot. Immediately looks at Kenny Bayless. Immediately. I don't think I've ever seen a fighter look at a referee so quickly after being knocked down. Look at that, guys. Look how quickly he looks at Kenny. He's still looking at him. And at this point, he's like, are you really going to call that a knockdown? Fury celebrating and shit. 6, 7, 8. Oh, look at this, guys. It's painful to watch. This is really gets bad for Wilder here, guys. So not only has he had equilibrium and balance problems since the first round, and the biggest point that I wanted to drill home for all the doubters, all the detractors, is that, look, man, the man didn't look right before the fight even started. He looked terrible at the start of the first round. He already showing signs of weakness. So for all those people that said, oh, that was because he had an injury. He said he had an injury going into the fight. You don't look like that when the bell rings if you have an injury. Look at his legs, guys. Look at this. That's purely equilibrium at this point. He's really trying to find his legs. And it's just straight up survival mode at this point. Now let's watch carefully. Let's watch carefully on how Mark Breland reacts to his fighter being knocked down. His ear is already bleeding, guys. Wilder's ear is already bleeding. Shout out to ex-outlaw. This was attempted murder on live TV. That is deep. I appreciate the super chat. Much appreciated. Much love. Now let's go ahead and look at Mark Breland and see how he reacts to his fighter being knocked down. I already pointed out earlier after the end of the second round, Fury still trusts his trainer. Makes eye contact, acknowledges everything that he says. There's still a connection and respect there. So let's see what Mark Breland does. Straight for the water. Okay. Didn't see much there. And there's another angle of it, guys. Here comes another angle. You see JD's cleaning the blood out of Deontay's ear. The doctor's coming over to look at it as well. So they've already taken notice of the bleeding of the ear. They're going to replay the knockdown. So we're going to see clearly where that right hand landed. Where the right hand landed. Look at that slap. Tell me you guys don't see that. Tell me you guys don't see that open hand punch right there. That's a left hook. All right. So there's the left hook, open hand. Now here comes the right hand. Boom. Right behind the ear. Right behind the ear. Now look, I've refed fights before. Not at this level, obviously, only at amateur level, but it's not always easy as a ref to see everything perfectly in real time. And I've already stated that I don't like Kenny Bayless. He's not a favorite referee of mine. He's awkward as fuck. And he makes me cringe most of the time. But this is a hard punch to really see. But an experienced referee, okay, should be able to notice one thing. Notice how Wilder's left arm is above Fury's right hand as it comes in. You got to see that, right? Now, anytime a fighter left arm is up like that when a right hand is coming in, look at Kenny Bayless. I mean, he's in position to see it. He's in position to see it. But as a referee, anytime you see a fighter's arm up above a punch coming in like that, 9 times out of 10, the head will be down. Right? Because you're in the middle of I'm not sure if Wilder's throwing a jab here, but I think he's putting his arm up to defend himself. So it's pretty much virtually impossible when this simultaneous event happens where both of their arms get crossed up like this. There's no way the person that's throwing the right hand can land flush on the face or the side of the head or an equilibrium shot because the arm is in the way. Y'all see that, right? So the only way the punch can land is typically behind the ear or behind the head. And so Bayless is standing right there. Now, if Bayless was out of position and he was standing behind Fury, let's say, or if he was standing here in the corner by the turnbuckle right here where it says Geico, then okay. But he's standing literally right in position to see that Wilder's left arm is up, his head is down, and Wilder is coming over with the right hand. An experienced referee at this level should be able to see that this is a punch behind the ear. Basically behind the head, which is an illegal punch. Doesn't mean you have to take points away from Fury. It's a fight. Shit happens. But it's certainly not a knockdown. Certainly not a knockdown. It's a shot behind the head. So this is the things that I have to point out and why I'm going live and why I'm breaking this shit down, because this is what I got to do because people don't pay attention and they don't understand. Somebody please hit that like button. Now watch Wilder's right leg go straight out from underneath him. Whoop. Do you see that? You see how that right leg goes up like that? Ladies and gentlemen, that is because he literally has no strength in that leg. Wilder can see, he can literally see himself falling. He can see the canvas. He ain't knocked out. And you know he's not knocked out, or it's a powerful shot where he's being face planted like Pacquiao was when he was knocked out by Marquez, because as soon as he hits the canvas, he looks straight up at Kenny Bayless. But I'm pointing this out because no strength whatsoever in that right leg. And I've been pointing it out the entire fight up to this point. He's been dragging this back leg around the ring all night long, like it's on a ball and chain, or it's in quicksand, or stuck in cement. But Wilder can see himself falling right here, and there's nothing he can do about it because he has no legs. And watch him look straight up. He braces his fall with his arms. That means he's conscious and he knows what's happening. And then he looks straight at Kenny Bayless. Boop. Kenny, was good, man. It's not a knockdown. Another angle. Open hand. See that? Open hand. Now, I don't know about you, if you guys been in boxing circles or boxing gyms. I've never been told to throw a left hook like that. I've never been told that that's how you throw a left hook. You guys can clearly see right here, it's open. This video was not being edited in any way. It's not being sabotaged in any way. This is straight from PBC. Live playback. Now here comes that left hook, slapping left hook. Look at that. He's literally punching him with the palm of his hand. Like I said, I don't know about you, but I was never taught to throw a left hand like that. And if I got somebody in the chat, like Stormy, if you're still in the chat, were you ever taught to throw a left hand like that? I never was taught to throw a left hand. I was taught to turn over a hook. You got to turn that shit over. This is a palm in Wilder's face. But okay, it's boxing. It's not a tickling contest. All right, okay, cool. So let's go on to the right hand now. Remember, I guys told you, look where Skip Bayless is standing. He sees everything. He's got the perfect viewpoint. Good positioning, right? So far it's okay. As a referee, you're in a good position. You guys see where Wilder's left hand is? Okay. Kenny Bayless sees this. He also sees that Fury's getting ready to throw a punch. So an experienced referee who understands boxing and has been around as long as Kenny Bayless has been, when that right hand comes over the top, look at where Wilder's shoulder is. There's no way this right hand is going to land flush on the chin. The only place that he might land it is either on the temple, the ear, or the back of the head. Okay, so in this position, Kenny Bayless isn't sure where the punch is going to land yet. But here in a split second, he's going to see exactly where the punch lands. But you're already making a mental note of Wilder's position here and where his arm is. And Fury's trying to land something over the top. Right? Notice now look. See how straight Wilder's arm is? He's got his head turned. The only thing available to hit now is the ear and behind the head. And that's exactly where he hits him. Boom. Kenny Bayless is standing right there. Boom. And everybody was saying how, oh, that was what caused the ear. Now it may have, I'm not sure, but it looked like it got much more of the back of the head than anything else. The best angle is probably this next one right here. Because you can see Kenny he's looking right at Wilder the whole time. Bam. Guys, where are Fury's knuckles? The knuckles are right here. I'm not sure if you guys can see my mouse, but he ain't landing with his knuckles. Now, this does happen in boxing, don't get me wrong. But the problem is that this is a trend of Tyson Fury. This is how he throws hooks and left jabs. This is how he throws jabs and left hooks. Okay? This is what he's been getting away with for so long. We've seen it in many fights, not just the Wilder fight. Okay? And bam. Head. Right leg out from underneath him. No strength in his leg. Watch the back leg, guys. Right here. Watch the back leg. Whoop. Straight out from underneath him. Literally no strength. All right, now we're in the fourth round. This is when Fury starts getting really aggressive, and you notice Wilder just punched him in the back of the head on purpose, trying to give Fury a taste of his own medicine. So he's warning Fury there, or both of them, I guess, for wrestling. The fight is so much different when you have it on mute, FYI. Because with the crowd and the commentators, it's so different, and you see way much more when you watch a fight muted. I mean, Wilder just looks exhausted. He looks like he's in the 12th fight, or sorry, the 12th round, and not the 4th round. And it's not just, he got knocked down, he's got no equilibrium anymore. He just looks completely exhausted. Just legs aren't there. And at this point, guys, it's just him trying to survive and trying to just trying to be a warrior. You know what I mean? I just feel at this point, Wilder, he can't set his feet to really land anything significant. He's just wobbling all over the place. I just, man. And the thing about it is that he was looking like this on the first round. And the fight is just getting really sloppy now because Wilder just doesn't know what to do other than just lunge in, try to land something, and then hold on because he's just in bad shape, really bad shape. And the fight is just getting ugly. A lot of holding, a lot of wrestling. Another punch behind the head by Fury there. Wilder is bringing his head down, but I mean, just a lot of behind the head punches, man. Fury Wilder's trying to land something, man. He's trying to land something. All right, into the fourth, back in the corners. Let's see if we can catch anything significant here. I want to just point out something, guys. When you're 230 pounds heavyweight, it's hard enough to bring yourself off the canvas, on a trip or a knockdown or whatever the case may be. But 10 times worse if you don't have any legs to begin with as a heavyweight. It takes a lot out of you. Didn't see much of Wilder's corner there. But look at Wilder. He meets him in the middle of the ring. And he's like continuing to tell himself, like, I ain't gonna quit no matter what. This type of demeanor that Wilder's showing here, hurt, battered, clearly not right. But to walk in the middle of the ring like this says a lot about his character. It's him telling Fury, I ain't out until you knock me out. This fight ain't over until you knock me out. And this is what leads up to, the towel being thrown in. And Fury's landing shots here, man. He's landing shots, but Wilder stays standing up. I don't want to hear none of this Fury's going to knock out Wilder bullshit. He can't even walk. He can't even knock out a Wilder that's stumbling, fumbling around, no legs, completely exhausted, and Fury couldn't knock him out. What is he going to do with the fresh, rejuvenated Deontay Wilder? Just look at his legs, guys. Look at this headlock. Look at this headlock. Headlocking the shit out of him like he's in a fucking UFC fight. Just no leg, and that wasn't even a punch, guys. That wasn't even a punch. This is the 5th round. Now watch. Tries to throw a right hand, and look at him. Look, guys. Not even from a punch. When have we ever seen something like that from Deontay Wilder? I mean, even a hint of something like that. Yo, make sure you guys hit that like button, man. Hey, Krins Cobbs, good. It was good to see you, man. Thanks for dropping in the chat. I know you dropped the like button for sure. And shout out to Krins Cobbs as well, man, because he is an official member of the channel. Big respect for showing love and support. I'm guessing you just joined Krins, man. We've been going crazy in this live stream so far. We're already up to round 5, 2 hours in, and your boy Divine Sense has just been cooking. Straight up cooking today. But I'm glad you were able to join before we end it. And I want to point something else out too. It doesn't look at Wilder when he's in the clinch, especially with Fury. It's not like he's breathing hard. So it's not really like a respiratory thing or he's out of shape, or it has nothing to do with his cardio. You don't see him gasping for air, but it's like his muscles are just relaxed and weak and just no strength. All right, so this is where Tyson Fury gets a point taken away from him. Before I get to that, let me give another shout out to Krentz, man. That's why I fucked with you. This shit is painful to watch. Deontay probably gets this running on a constant loop at his gym. That's motivation. Well, it's demotivating me, I'll tell you that. All right, here comes the part where Kenny takes a point. And I'm guessing he took the point because he was punching while he's trying to separate the clinch. But I don't know. In my opinion, that was a save me moment for Kenny Bayless. Let me roll this back real quick. Look out here. Look at JD's. You guys see JD's back here in the right corner? Right? He's keeping an eye on Wilder. I saw Spence in the crowd too. But look at JD's. You see him pop up here because the round's almost over. It's at 18 seconds. But you see him, right? Right here in the right-hand corner. Pops up and he's looking, he's checking. But it's like he's watching Wilder and he's feeling like, okay, Tyson just got a point taken away from him, and my eyes on you, Wilder. But you're a warrior. You're fighting. Let me get this stool ready. Let's get the ice on your back. Let's keep fighting. So here comes the stool. You see JD's, man. He's ready to continue to motivate and be in the corner for Deontay Wilder, man. I think the point being taken away from Fury pissed him off. What does this face tell you? Krentz Cobbs. Jave. What does this face tell you right here? Talk to me. Dave, talk to me. EK Experience, talk to me. Greedy Groove or Greedy Grove, talk to me. Alfred, what does this face tell you? Just completely exhausted. Look at the demeanor of Mark Breland. Does he look worried to you? Does he look concerned? You see the ear bleeding quite a lot. And yo, once again, guys, since the first round, I want to point this out. Mark Breland's the one that's giving Deontay Wilder water. Since round one. And he was the one that said he never handles the water. And why does JD's, I don't know if anybody knows the answer to this question, but why does JD's have a different water bottle? It's two different water bottles right here. It just seems like JD's is the only one talking. JD's is the only one talking right here. You see JD's talking to him. Mark Brilliant's right here. He's giving him water. And JD's is doing all the talking. Guys, I'm pointing this shit out, man. I'm pointing it out. We can't make it up. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of skip through this a little bit, guys. Been going live for a while now, and I can't take much more of it. Wilder's trying to be a warrior and fight through this, but he's just clearly just drained, exhausted. Like my boy Stormy said, docile, not the Wilder that we're accustomed to. This is the whole, I mean, here comes the whole tongue licking blood and shit. I mean, who does this? Who does this, man? Wow. Did they cut me? Yo, you guys, can you guys see me? Talk, can you guys hear me? I'm not sure what happened, man. Uh, it seems like I got I got cut. I'm seeing two different things here. It looks like I'm back, man. Hey. That's what happens. That's what happens. That's what happens when you tell the truth. Keep hitting that like button. We ain't stopping. We ain't stopping. It's almost midnight for me, and we ain't stopping. Shit. Almost threw my mic off the balcony. Shit. Where's this Steve? Steve, you still in here? Where you at, Steve? Where you at, Steve? Bye. Just been blocked. The truth was pouring. The truth was pouring like honey from my tongue. They gotta cut me off. Because they can't handle the truth. The viewership was going. Let me tell you, the viewership was pumping. The word was getting out. The word was definitely seeping through the cracks. I already went down. I tracked Steve down. His ass is blocked. That's why I told you guys, man. That's why I told you. I'm so in tuned into breaking down this fight. I got two screens playing. I can't see the chat all the time. So I'm focused on what I'm doing. That's why I tell you guys, super chats are super important because I got a sound that comes through and it's highlighted and I can see. You guys got to let me know. And I can come in here and I can block people. But another thing is I'm going to go ahead and start assigning moderators to this shit too. So you guys can start kicking these motherfuckers out of here. But you know what we're going to do? But you know what you're going to do out here? Oh, you best believe it. You best believe it. We're going to get right back to it. Right back to it. Yeah. And see what Tyson Fury is doing right there to Deontay Wilder? That's what I just did to Steve. That's what I just did to Steve right there, licking the blood off his neck like that after I land those combos on his ass. Blocked his ass. Yeah. See how I paused it? I paused it conveniently just for that reason. Yeah, for Stevie. Does that blood-licking vampire look like a man of God? Hey, the combos keep coming. Keep coming. Roll the punches. Slip. They can't touch me. They can't touch me, Stormy. Now, let's see if we can survive another 15 minutes or so I can end this live with a bang. And I'm curious once this is uploaded if they're going to fuck with my monetization or something. They probably will. But more important than anything is getting this truth out there. But I told you guys in the beginning, if you were in here since the very beginning when I started this live, and some of you been in here, I think SM is still in here. I'm not sure if anyone else, but I said, look, man, they're probably gonna try to attack me. They're probably gonna try to get me. But like I said, we got that shoulder roll. We rolling with it. We rolling with it. Now let's end this show with a bang. Look at this dude, man. Look at this. Look at that. Look at him. Look at this man. And the funny thing is why is Fury fans praise this man. They were clapping their hands. They were clapping their hands watching Fury lick the blood off of Wilder. Get yourself a cash app, bro. Yeah, like for whatever reason where I'm at right now, I'm not able to do it. Um so yeah, man, it's just people becoming a member to the channel. It's the super chats. I got PayPal and I got Patreon. That's the only thing I'm working with right now. But hopefully when I go back to stateside probably towards the end of the year, I'm going to work out all those little details and get a cash app going for sure. Let me oh really? Let me see if I can track that down, WJ. My man WJ be pumping in the super chats all day. I think this is it right here. Yeah. And to think people were actually debating you about how honest and full of integrity Mark is, even though he clearly lied about handling the water. How many times did I pause the video each and every time with where Mark Breland was putting the water in Deontay Wilder's mouth? I paused it every single time. I hope you guys screenshotted that shit. Yeah, so Dave, to join as a member, all you got to do is there's a join button that you can click. It's usually right by the subscribe button. You can click on join, and it's right there. But yeah, uh, yeah, Stormy, yeah. I know how to do the banner. Yeah, I might do that for sure. But let's finish this show off with a bang, man. I've been going hard for 2.5 hours. I've been shredding. I've been shredding these fools for 2.5 hours. Corey D. Ron, respect. Thanks for joining. Yeah, that join button, man, is right by the subscription button. Click that. I got 2 tiers to support the channel. You guys get a nice little icon next to your name, showing that you support the channel and whatnot. But yeah, I'm not sure if you're on your phone how it may appear, but yeah, it's definitely there. I can show you what it looks like if you're on the laptop. Yeah, so if you go to let me just share this with you guys real quick before I end this stream. Shit. So if you guys go here, if you go to my channel rather, right? So you see my channel, and you can see it right here. It says join, right? Well, this is my side, so obviously customize channel, all that. You won't see that because that's my side, but you'll see the join button right there if you go to the channel, but it's also usually below the video as well, right? So if you go and click on a video like this one, is right here as well. You can click on join. Yeah. And then once you click on join, you'll have 2 tiers available, and it'll basically just tell you what you get if you join. So there it is, guys. That's one way you can find it, either on the channel or on the video itself. In the meantime, I'll get my PayPal up on here for those who want to donate and all that good stuff. But let's go ahead and finish off this live stream, man, because it's been a lively one. Trick boxing was good, man. Good to see you, Hoplo. I've been waiting for you, man. You've missed the fireworks, bro. Where you been, Hoplo? It's all good, man. We're gonna upload this afterwards. You can go back and watch it. We're coming down towards the end of this fight now. We've been doing a film study. We've been showing the facts. We had to troll a Tyson Fury operations officer try to shut me down. But, we're back. I slipped the punches. And I'm about to do a real counter punch. We ain't talking about this other dude out here claimed to be counter punch boxing. I'm about to do a real counter punch right here. Ha! You know what I'm saying? So let's finish this, man. Round 6, almost the end of the round. And Wilder struggling. And I just pointed out so many things, man. You're gonna have to go back and watch it from the beginning. I mean, I started off like way before the first round even started. And I started off way before round, and I pointed out so many things from when the announcers were announcing the names and the demeanor of Wilder and how he was sweating and how he wasn't looking right, how he's always looking at the canvas and pacing from side to side with a clenched jaw, looking dazed, looking confused, looking lethargic. Then when they meet him in the middle of the ring to touch gloves, he doesn't have that same Deontay Wilder bronze bomber gaze. You know what I mean? First round, already dragging his back foot around the ring. Clearly doesn't have his legs. I pointed it all out. We pointed out the water Mark Breland giving Deontay Wilder after every single round. And then we had 2 specific water bottles seen. One being held by JD's, another one being held by Mark Breland. We pointed that out. We pointed out how Deontay Wilder, when he got knocked down with a punch that clearly hit behind his ear and his back leg swung up from underneath him, and immediately looked at Kenny Bayless for verification. We pointed out so many things from this fight. I mean, I'm sorry, but I got to say, it's of epic proportions. Yo, can somebody in the chat do me a quick favor and see if you can super chat? You don't have to, but just see if you can actually do it, just to make sure that it's either only Dog Money or it's everybody's affected. I want to know if the super chat's working or not, so I can figure out what's going on. In the meantime, let's get to the end of this fight, man. I'm gonna skip through it because, quite frankly, I didn't plan to be on this long, and I've went through so much stuff. At this point, it's just Wilder, just being a warrior and just trying to stay on his feet. The end is near, guys. Now, let's look at something right here, okay? Because the end of the fight's coming soon. I'll go ahead and play it from here. Wilder's punching, right? He's punching. He's not in good shape, but he is mentally there. Physically he ain't there, but he's there mentally, trying to fight, trying to be a warrior, and he just got done throwing punches, okay, a few seconds ago. Now he's stuck in the corner. All right, taking some shots. He just threw a left hook. Kenny Bayless separates him. He saw the towel. He calls the fight. Let me take it back one more time so you guys will see that none of these punches were necessarily hurting Wilder. It looks bad. That one hit. That one landed cleanly. That one was half blocked. Look how he's pushing out here, guys. Look. You guys see how he's pushing out with the palm of his hand? He did this with the left hook before he landed the right hand when he knocked Wilder down, where he slapped him upside the head with the palm of his hand. And here he is. This is another example of him shoving the laces, okay, of a glove into a fighter's face. You know, someone like Stormy would know all about that and how grimy that is, how grimy of a tactic that is. What's up, Shoot? Thanks for stopping by, bro. If someone do me a favor and see if the super chat's working for you. You don't have to actually do the super chat. Just see if you can actually bring it up, see if it's working. I want to know if Dog Money is the only one being affected by it. But you guys see how he's mushing his face here, with this left hand, blinding him. You can easily cut a fighter with the laces of your glove and the hand wraps as well. As the fight goes on, the hand wraps get worn down, and can get, it can get a little bit sharp sometimes. All right. So then, little body shot, throws a left hook right there. Throws a left hook, and it's over. They're pointing at the towel. It looked like Kenny was calling it. He was calling it even before he saw the towel. So he steps in. He doesn't see the towel yet. This guy down here at the bottom right hand here, he's pointing at the towel. He's looking at Bayless. Look at the bottom right, the guy with the glasses on. He's pointing at the towel. Kenny doesn't see it yet. He's already waving it. So he's waving it, right here. He's waving the fight off. This guy's pointing at the towel. And then he sees it. Or maybe he saw it before. I'm not sure. The towel's right here if you can't see it. But yeah. Dave with the super chat. So there you go, Dog Money. Super chat's working. Our humble friend Dave here was able to do it. So I'm not sure, bro. Maybe you got to refresh or something. But But yeah, we're at the end of the fight here, guys. And this is where it starts, right? This is where we talked about it earlier. At the end of the first round, second round, Breedlin is giving Deontay water and whatnot. And, the respect is still there, at least for Wilder's side, because Wilder's looking at him. He's acknowledging him. He still has that respect for him. And this is something you can look at his face right here, guys. Look at Wilder's face. This is something that, he would have never expected. He would have never expected this to happen. Just complete disbelief. And you can see Mark Breedlin said, your ear's bleeding, your ear's bleeding. So this is where it all kind of starts, guys. The downfall of Deontay Wilder and Mark Breedlin right here. You can read his lips. He's saying, your ear's busted. Your ear's busted. And Deontay says, well, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? Like he wasn't willing to accept the fact that his ear was busted. And look how Deontay is looking at him. Just disbelief, and it starts to sit. First is disbelief, and then as time goes on a little bit, you can see he's visually upset about it. He's very upset. And his ear was bleeding for what, at least 3 rounds? I mean, basically since the knockdown. That's when his ear started bleeding, is after that round ended when he got knocked down. So his ear had been bleeding for a while. But Deontay's visibly upset. It looks like another doctor just went up to him before the camera changed, trying to explain whatever. Looking at the ear. And he's still asking him, why would you stop it? Why would you stop it? And look at this guy. Look at him. Look at this dude's face right here. Look at this. Look at Breland. Look at his sidekick right here. Look at their faces. I don't know, guys. And you can see that Mark Breland's visibly, he's also visibly frustrated because he sees that Deontay Wilder is not accepting it. He's not accepting whatever Breland's telling him. Oh, I ain't trying to see none of that Bob Arum bullshit. They're replaying everything. So he's getting hit. I don't think anything really hurt him that badly. Throws a left hook. So you'll see the towel come in left side of your screen. They didn't show it. After the fight, shaking hands like everything's all good. So that's pretty much it, guys. We went through a lot of stuff. I encourage you to go back and watch the replay and really get into everything that I talked about. I've been going on now for, closing in on 3 hours here in a minute. Um, and it's been a hell of a day. It's been a hell of a day. Very eventful day. Yeah, Shelly Finkel. That's a sidekick. But I appreciate everyone who dropped by and showed all the love, the support. We had a little bit of a mishap, but like I said, we slipping, we dodging, we counter punching, and we finished the show. We finished the show. We put out there what needed to be put out there, and we put in that work. Appreciate all the super chats, all the people who joined as a member of the channel. I appreciate you more than you know. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it talking about boxing. We're going to continue to speak the October 9th date into existence. We're not going to give up. We're not going to falter. We're going to be steadfast in our belief that retribution is on its way. This is Divine Sense Boxing, and I'm out.